これから私が天に立つ。武力を知れ、波動の救助。黒き次、終わりだ。落ちてゆくがいい。惑い、乱れて、砕け散れ。ブリーチ、ブレイブソウルズ。
Alrighty, what is going on, you guys? This is your boy the Dash Smasher, and welcome back to yet another Bleach Brave Souls video. And today we are back again with yet another top 10 character list, and this time we are going to be tackling the heart attribute. And before we begin, big thank you guys for allowing me to get to 8k subs, and also thank you very much for the support on the previous top 10 videos that I have posted out this month. So we're gonna get this done, get heart over and done with, to then tackle on power and mind, so that way we can pretty much finish up the top 10 list of characters for pretty much each attribute. So with that being said, let's get started. But before we dive into the top 10 characters, let's just go over the honorable mentions real quick, which, by the way, I'm probably gonna get some hate for it, but honestly speaking, I'd rather put out a well-defined list and get some hate for it than something in which I do get praised of just because of overall fanboyism. But like, I put in as an honorable mention Tokinata, the Christmas Halibel, and Fierce Battle Togin, and I may as well address the issue right now with Tokinata. Now, Tokinata, famous character, I love him as well, but let's be honest here. Every single character that I have picked out in the top 10 list of characters just completely outperform Tokinata. Even the NAD characters that I have in the list are just going to be able to do a lot more than what this character can do, because sadly, his bruiser is quite low since he only has 45% in total. He doesn't even have poise or even any means of being able to survive. The transformation mechanic is still pretty damn nice, which is going to help him rack up damage. But like, in the long run, for, you know, autoing the hardest of content, we just have a lot better characters, honestly speaking. And even though he still holds up nicely to this day, I cannot really say the exact same thing, since, again, every single other character that we have in the top 10 are just going to be able to do what this guy cannot do. So yeah, other than that, still great character. He aged nicely, and hey, this is a character from 2019. Just the fact that he is as an honorable mention literally speaks volumes. So yeah, otherwise I wouldn't even be talking about this character. And then this Christmas Halibel right here, she's a really nice character. She's got really high multipliers, such as having Berserker 40, a full stam of 30%, and an additional 40% Berserker when at full stamina, has guard break plus hit hand enemies. The main drawback that this character suffers from is literally the lack of Havoc. If this character had Havoc, and other than, I don't know, coin drop or even some kind of other multiplier was replaced with the droplet skill, I think that this character would have made it into the top 10 list just fine, because she has the beam on the SA1, the vortex into pushback attack, and then the SA3 is full screen. But other than that, still a pretty good character. It's just that she just didn't cut the top 10 list of characters, despite being really strong as a normal Link Slot Potion character. And then finally on the honorable mentions is the Fierce Battle Togin. Now this character is pretty much similar to Tokinata in terms of multipliers, and also, you know, has a Captain Killer, which is sadly only useful in Guild Quests, but the things that he has is pretty good because he at least does have poise, so he cannot get staggered and will be slightly better than Tokinata for autoing. Slightly better, but not so much for when it comes to the damage department. But that being said, he does have a bit more survivability, so he cannot get staggered. He also has poison, and his nat string is actually better than Tokinata's. He's got literally the same nat string as Lilibato in this case right here. And on top of that, when using him in guild quests, he basically gains an additional 50% kill effect and 30% range damage. Outside of that, it's pretty much by 30, and the damage is by, you know, 10%, but you're not going to be making too much use out of that killer effect to begin with. So other than that, not a bad character, and he also does come armed with guard break and is immune to paralysis, so still good, just that he didn't cut the list. But now, let's just go and dive on into the real top 10 characters. Coming in at number 10, we have the Heart Hollow Shinji. Now this character, in my opinion, is by far one of the better melee normal attacking characters that we have in the game, and funny enough, I think it's the only character to ever have long reach and a form of guard break in his overall skills and the kit, because what he has is really damn good. He has a bruiser of 80%. He's got a berserker of 50, so you can run him as a hybrid if you guys really want to. Enhancer plus the booster skill, he's going to be able to buff up himself and his allies' attack, defense, and focus by an additional 40%, whereas normally it's around 30 plus. And on top of that comes with Flurry, and in Guild Quests he also has the same multipliers as Shinji, where he has 50% killer effect in Guild Quests and 30% melee damage in Guild Quests. So overall, really good, a really damn nice supportive character, to the point that you can use him in every single Guild Quest, because guess what? This guy has Marauder. So he's going to be able to nullify melee resistances on top of being able to ignore melee guard, which is crazy to even think about. So if you're having a hard time trying to clear a specific guild quest and you don't have a booster for it, this guy will work with or without killer, just that he won't be doing damage. He's mainly going to be there for boosting your allies. Is also immune to poison and has Sprint +1. Exceptionally amazing melee character right here. No complaints about him. Oh, and the kit, he's basically got a lunge on the SA1, a vortex on his second strong attack, the walking one, which is really damn nice, and then the third is full screen. You cannot go wrong with this character, but it would have been nice if this guy had status elements, which, by the way, the next character that we have ranked above him has status elements and pretty much plays similarly as this character. So here's who we have at number 9, folks. At number 9, it is none other than Yuhabaha. Now, this character is pretty much a better Shinji to some extent, because the only thing that he is lacking is Marauder, so unfortunately he's not going to be able to nullify all the different types of resistances, and he doesn't have long reach. But in my opinion, what this guy brings to the table just makes this guy a bit of a better autoer than Shinji for most content. Now, granted, he's not going to be able to auto extreme co-op like Shinji, so you're going to need to give him a nerd headband, but this guy just offers a lot of survivability, just because he is able to paralyze and also drain on his entire kit minus the second strong attack, and his kit is pretty much the same as Shinji. He has a full screen third, his SA2 he spawns in a walking vortex, and the SA1, instead of being a lunge, it's basically an AoE in front kind of attack. It's basically like a 750 but without the halving. So not too bad. And now this character is a complete Brave Battle character, but outside of Brave Battle, he's actually pretty good, considering this guy has Flare +2, he's got Guard Break, he still has the booster skill just like Shinji, which is really good. Berserker 50, so if you want to, you can build him up as a hybrid, even though he's going to be a lot less effective because he's got Captain Killer instead of a regular PVE killer. But he also has damage reduction of 16%, so he's going to be able to tank a bit more compared to Shinji. So there's that to keep into consideration. Really damn optimal NAD character, and even in PvP he's still pretty good, considering he's able to prevent last ditch survival. He gains additional normal attack damage whenever an enemy or an ally is KO'd, and just amazing. He's a really damn good remake. Now, he's not super strong, but he's still super valuable, which is why I use him in almost all the GQs in which I pretty much need a booster active. So yeah, in my opinion, Yuha's spot at number 9 is tightly secured, because guess who we have at number 8? At number 8, it is none other than Masaki Kurosaki herself. This is a character from 2020, and she aged like fine wine. The only bad thing about her is the lack of status elements and multi-bears, but other than that, she's basically what Tokinata couldn't do. And that is to pretty much have some form of survivability in her kit, since she is able to give herself out barriers, she has poise, and on top of that, is able to hit a lot harder than Tokinata because she has a bruiser of 80% and also can hit underground enemies. So you don't even need to give this character a Zeta pull. You can just go for a full-on golden chappy bait combo and be able to auto most content nowadays and still be able to do just fine. Now, granted, there's just a lot better valued characters that just outdo her. However, as an autoer, in my opinion, she still holds up really damn nicely, even more so than Tokinara in this case right here. So, and she also has a no affiliation killer, which to be honest, it's still very relevant now to this day. It's gotten to pretty much be just as good as Soul Reaper, Hollow, and Oronker, so I really cannot complain too much about it. We do get several no affiliation ITs in which it is a thing. We get several droplet zones and a couple inheritance zones where you can take use of the killer, etc., and even an epic raid. So you cannot really go wrong with this character. In my opinion, this character aged like fine wine, and the strong attacks, they don't really matter, but like if you care about building her up as a hybrid character, her SA1 sucks, 18% shave, 800 AoE in front, and then the third is full screen. So fantastic character even to this day. But now we're done with the NAT characters, because now all of these characters are SP based characters and are all very valuable in their own unique way. So coming in at number 7. It is none other than the swimsuit version of Isane. Now, this is a really strong character that comes packed in with so many multipliers. The only bad thing about her is the fact that she doesn't have guard break, but honestly speaking, you're not going to be using this character in Inheritance Trials just because of the simple matter of fact that this character was built up to be used for epic raids and is almost the ultimate farmer for her because she's got the Mind Link Slot Potion skill and the Mind Droplet skill. So really good. She's just lacking a form of Super Pot skill, a form of increasing status element, and that's just about it. But other than that, very solid. She's got Frenzy with Havoc of 20%, full stamina damage boost of 20, Berserker of 40%, Team Party Heart attribute character strong attack damage of 20% as well. And on top of that, she even has reduced strong attack cooldown of an additional 6% when at full stam, medic, and sprinter +1. And the kit is really good because she has a lunge on the SA1, a beam on the SA2, which is basically the same as 6th Anniversary Eyes and Spirits Are Forever with the Retsu, etc. And then the third strong attack is going to be a charge in front. Basically the same as Spirits Are Forever with the Retsu, so it's going to be hitting decently hard. It's a full screen attack, and you'll also be able to heal yourself and all of your party members. She also has paralysis on her entire kit, so you cannot really go wrong with her. But yeah, I think for the number 7 spot, I think it works out fine. But now at number 6, we have ourselves a Super Pot character, so introducing Cien Grants. Now this character, unlike Isane, who was particularly made to be used in epic raids, this is the character that you want to use in Inheritance Trials, and that is only if Soul Reaper and no affiliation mobs aren't a thing. In this case, we have a better character to use over this unit, but let's just go and dive right on in with this character. He's got double status elements for starters, so that's already another character on the list that has that, and he's got burn and laceration, so for any type of IT in which, I don't know, one status element gets cucked or the other does, it doesn't matter because Cien will just be able to proc that regardless. He also comes armed with Frenzy +1 with Havoc at 20%, Berserker 40, does an additional damage to burning enemies of 40% and lacerated enemies by 60%, so that's nothing to scoff at. That is really, really, really good. And on top of that, has the increased status element chance against mind attribute enemies. So yeah, this character at 1 of 5 in Inheritance Trials is gonna be fantastic. He's really good. There is just 2 drawbacks to this character. For starters, he does not have the regular Link Slot Potion skill. So for when it comes to grinding Super Pots in Inheritance Trials, you're not also going to be able to simultaneously grind the normal pots as well. So only use this character if you're trying to mainly go for the Super Pots. And the sad thing is, you can't even use this character in epic raids unless you're trying to completely, you know, carry any Link Slot Potion character, just because sadly, this guy's not a farmer for Inheritance Zone, Droplet Zone, or even epic raids. That is the only drawback. And the kit, yeah, there's another drawback. His SA1 sucks. He's got the cross-shaped SA as 7th Anniversary Ichigo, which pretty much holds him back by a good margin. And then the SA2 is a beam in front, same as Isane, and then the third strong attack is full screen. The character could have been better. I think he's still pretty good regardless. Oh, and he also has Sharpshooter. pretty good since he's able to nullify range resistance and also has guard break, and also has a map-wide AoE skill of being able to inflict burn and laceration every 5 seconds at 12% for 2 seconds. Really good. I think that for number 6, he fits the spot well. But now, here we have ourselves another good farmer that just takes Cien's place completely. And it's Christmas Nini. Now this character is pretty damn good. She comes armed with double killers. That's really good. Frenzy +2. So she's gonna be able to hit decently hard, a bit harder compared to most of the characters on the list. Havoc at 20%. She also has hit underground enemies, so you don't need to even give her a Zeta pill. Increased status element chance against Mind, Attribute, Soul Reapers, and no affiliation enemies. Sadly, it's only against those enemy mobs because anything that doesn't have to do with any of them, whether it be Hollows or Ronkars or even Quincy's, humans, you're not going to be able to take advantage of the skill in and of itself. But the main thing to take note of is the fact that, unlike Cien, who only farms super pots, this character also farms regular Mind Link Slot potions. So other than that, this is a character that you do want to have in terms of being able to farm most of the content in the game. Whether you want to farm super pots or mind pots, this is the character for you. And the innate abilities, she also has guard break, so don't have to worry about that. The map-wide AoE skill similar to Cien, and Sprint +2. Nothing wrong with this character. I think that she's fine as is. That being said, the kit could have been better, just like Cien, because she only has a 3k length beam, which, albeit the width is a bit less compared to Cien since it's 870 instead of 1020. SA2 sucks because it is the crawling vortex, so it's just a vortex that moves only in front and doesn't track the enemy, so no homing vortex or any of that sort. And then the third Tron attack is full screen, so yeah, the kit could have been better, but I think that her place at number 5 just fits the character really damn nicely. Which, by the way, last actual farmer of the game is at number 4, and this is who we have right here. It's none other than the Spirits Are Forever With You Beyond Bankai version of Kaname, and this guy just has it all. That being said, my only gripe with this character is the fact that he only has one status element, and that is Drain. Now granted, Nini too only had one status element, and that is Weakening. However, we don't have any inheritance trials in which enemy mobs are immune to Weakening. However, in this case for Drain, there are several ITs in which enemies are immune to Drain, so sadly, let's say Kaname doesn't have no affiliation killer. You're not going to be able to make use too much out of this character, and you're just asking to get carried, which is a bit sad for the IT department. However, for everything else in terms of farming, he is by far the ultimate farmer for heart. He comes armed with both the Mind Droplet skill, the Mind Link Slot Potion skill, and the Mind Super Pot skill. And on top of that, Frenzy +2 with the Heart Attribute character strong attack damage of 20%, devastation of 40%, guard break plus hitting enemies, and on top of that, even has Havoc on his innate abilities, freeze immunity, and Spurner +1. Overall, really solid set of skills. That being said, the Heart Attribute character movement speed, in my opinion, could have been easily replaced with either the likes of Weakened Defense, increased status element chance against all mind mobs, anything. I just think that this is pretty much a throwaway ability, and even the Bruiser of 20%, because we could have gotten anything over those two skills, and sadly that just isn't the case for this character right here. But that being said, thankfully the kit is what saves this unit from being a bit bad in IT. Let's say enemies have Drain immunity, because this guy is a mini 6th anniversary Aizen and he's able to hit really hard. Now that being said, the only bad thing about his kit is the fact that he has the 18% shave, which is sad. However, 960 into Homing Vortex on the SA2, best second strong attack in the game, no doubt about it, and then the third is full screen. Fantastic character. I did downplay this character a lot when I first saw the stats and skills, but then after pretty much playing with this character and after reviewing him, my opinion has significantly changed about this character, and he is fantastic. This is the best Kaname that we have in the game, and he's definitely gonna last for a very good long while. And for epic raids, this guy is a god that you want to use easily. Now, at number 3, we have ourselves by far one of the strongest heart characters in the game. And guess what? It is another Spirits Are Forever With You character, Beyond Bankai Yoruichi. Now, this character, she only has a Ronker killer, but good god, she's stupidly strong. Stupidly strong. Granted, only one status element, but look at what she has. Frenzy +1, Havoc at 20%, a Berserker of 40%, full stamina damage boost of 20%, status element spiritual pressure boost of 80%, so every time you inflict a status element, you'll get her SP boosted up by an additional 80%, allowing you to do crazy amounts of damage with this character. And on top of that, increased status element chance against mind attribute enemies. So this character is guaranteed to proc status element against anything. And if you get hit by an enemy mob that inflicts the status element, you'll be able to reflect it back and gain some of your health back, which is actually not too bad of a skill, even though I would have preferred something along the lines of Team Party Stamina Recovery. Oh wait, never mind. She has it as an innate ability, so that's crazy. Oh, and she even has Marauder. So yeah, Guard Break plus Nullify Melee Resistance. Fantastic. And Spur +1. The skills are fantastic, like still holds up to this day and still damn good. Now the only drawback is pretty much the kit isn't exactly the greatest, but it's still good. She has the 750 AoE in front, she has an 870 lunge on the SA2, and then the third draw attack is full screen. So yeah, even though the crowd control isn't exactly the greatest to the point that you need to always get up close to attack, she's a fantastic character. I don't think there's any doubts about it, and she's gonna remain among the top 5 hard characters for like a very long time. And this character came out like, what was it? End of the month of February? And she's still in the top 3. That's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. However, the next character, we're talking about a character that is about to almost be 2 years old at this point and is still among the best of the best heart characters. And let's just get into it. And number 2, it is none other than the Transcendent one. I transcend everything, 6th anniversary Aizen. Now, granted, this character, unfortunately, he is not going to be able to pump out the same damage numbers as Yoruichi. But everything that he comes in place makes it all up for it, because he's got double status elements for starters, weakening and draining. He's future-proofed for every single inheritance trials. Nothing is going to stop this man. Soul Reaper and Captain Killer, so double killers. That is nice. He's going to be able to be used in a lot of guild quest weeks. And on top of that, did you guys know that this character is completely viable for PvP? He's going to be able to kill Sajins like as if it were nothing. Frenzy +2, full stamina damage boost of 20%. The multipliers are a bit on the lower side, but let's just look at everything else first. He's got Havoc at 20%, Bruiser 20, even has hidden enemy chance of 100%, so basically hit underground mobs. Sharpshooter, so he can nullify range resistance and also has Guard Break, and Spurn +1. Innate abilities, he's got Paralysis immunity and can dodge Soul Reaper damage of 50%. So yeah, again, the skills aren't exactly the greatest as they once were, but keep in mind, this was the very first character to ever get Frenzy +2, so at the time, it was a very, very big deal. Very big one at that. And the kit, he still has one of the best kits to hold up to this day. He has the 3k length beam with 1020 width. He was the first character to get this new type of beam, so thank him for that. 960 into Homing Vortex. This is where Safui Kaname got his second strong attack from, keep in mind. And then the third strong attack is full screen. The fact that he's able to do so much stuff, he's going to be able to auto just about every single content in the game. He's going to be able to kill just about every single thing, whether it be in epic raids, inheritance trials, inheritance zone, droplet zone. He still is a king. He still is a king. Whatever you do, he's just going to be able to obliterate everything despite not being able to have skills that can pretty much help you farm most resources in the game. But still, Once you get this guy 5-5, this is a menace to behold. And the fact that he is an anniversary premium character speaks volume. I still love this character, still among my top 5 most favorite characters to play as in the game, so I love this Aizen. But now, at number 1, I think the choice is pretty obvious, but let's dive on in for the last one. Finally, at number 1, I have to give it to the 1000-Year Blood War anime version of Ichigo. Even though his soul bomb is mainly referencing the manga and not the anime, the actual art style and the fact that this character came out to commemorate the release of the 1000-Year Blood War arc being animated finally after 10 years, I still think that this is an anime character, so screw it. So, this character, he's going to be able to take down everything just like Aizen, but just takes it on a whole new other level. So let's just, see what he got. He's got double killers of Oranker and no affiliation killer. Fantastic. Strong attack recharge time of -14%. He's going to be able to get a lot of cooldowns. That's fantastic. He keeps the Frenzy +2, just like Aizen, has Havoc of 20%, and damage to enemies not afflicted by an ailment of 100%. Say what now? This guy has Frenzy +3. I'm not kidding you. This guy has Frenzy +3. What the hell is this? A Bruiser of 40%. Bro, keep in mind, with this skill plus Bruiser, it's like as if you can run him as a hybrid character or even a Nat character at that. It's like as if this guy has Flurry. Keep in mind, a Devastation of 60%. He's got hit enemies plus Pierce Iron Skin. Keep in mind, Iron Skin is basically what the enemies have in Inheritance Trials, which just, reduces a lot of damage by, I want to say, around 80%. With the fact that Ichigo is able to pierce through Iron Skin, he makes Inheritance Trials like as if it were a 5-star raid. So in other words, he's just going to be ignoring everything. He's going to be able to kill out multiple waves of mobs with just a touch of his SAs. And guess what? You don't even need to 5-5 this character. You just need one copy, and that's it. Just the one. You're going to be killing every single Inheritance Trials that comes out for Heart only. And he's even got Marauder, so he's going to be able to nullify melee resistance and also having Guard Break, and also has shared complete status immunity. He is immune to every single status element, and whenever he stays on a puddle or gets hit by an enemy that inflicts a status element, he's going to be able to share for 10 seconds to his other allies a set status element immunity. It's really, really good. It comes in clutch for Inheritance Trials easily, and has Sprinter +2. Oh, and guess what? The innate abilities? Look at this. He's got Long Stride. He's going to be able to read all affiliation dodges, so for Transcendence quests, he's going to be a god, and he also has a form of recovering stamina. He's got Team Party recover 20% stamina. Absolute best Heart unit in the game. The only bad thing about this unit is the fact that in GQ he's not going to be too optimal because he's not inflicting status elements. However, in 90% of the content in the game, he's a god. He's a god. That's all I gotta say. He's a god. He may not have the best SA2, but this character is Frenzy +3. That is all. That is all. So, yeah. That wraps up the top 10 list of Heart characters. Now, do you guys agree or disagree with this list? Let me know in the comment section down below. It would be nice to get some overall opinions on what you guys think about this list overall. And if you guys have enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, share this video with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and hit the bell notification so that way you guys are up to date with my most recent videos. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next top 10 list. We're getting close. There's just 2 more left to do, and we'll wrap up the month of January by finishing up those 2. This has been your boy, the Death Smasher, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Take care, lads. Peace out.